And welcome to another exciting episode of The Energy That Surrounds Us. I'm Michael, as joined always by my awesome co-host extraordinaire, Carla.
Yay! Good evening, everyone.
And just want to point out, this is the second time in a row our intro has gone flawlessly. So thank you, Carla, again for making that.
No worries.
And we are joined tonight by Victoria.
Hello.
Yay!
Hi. Thank you for having me, guys. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while.
Welcome.
We're excited to have you here.
Oh, you say that now.
That's true. I'm not going to lie.
Surprises everywhere.
Yeah. Woohoo! Some of the stories I have, I don't know. And they always involve Michael for some reason. I don't know.
I'm just lucky.
There's this one time, Michael and I.
And it begins.
We were in the basement of Yorktown and
there was touching.
Not by me.
not by me.
Spirit.
Unseen hands were touching, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how about you introduce yourself and let everyone kind of know what you do, because I know you're an author, a kid's book author, you're a medium. What all do you do? Is there anything you don't do? Let's put it that way.
No. One thing I don't do, but I can't say that in the family forum, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm in the woo woo. I pretty much, I do it all. I was telling who was I telling? I was telling someone today that the only thing I'll ever regret is not doing something. And so, what the heck? I'll go do it.
Right.
So yeah, I do everything. By trade, I work in marketing. I have a communications degree, and so that went out the window. And so
That's your side hustle now.
the way job markets are going these days, it is kind of a side hustle. Yeah, I do that. I just got an email from Beyond the Fray. I have a new book coming out from Beyond the Fray. Hopefully next month. It's in editing, and they said, "Can you correct this and send it back?" So that's my project for tonight. So I'll have a new book coming out hopefully next month. My other books are they're paranormal activity books. So you kind of teach people without really teaching. You're like, oh, like I'm coloring this mandala. What does it mean about the sacred geometry and triangles, and why are these numbers important? And so you start learning things without really learning things. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, talk to dead people all the time. Talk to cats.
As long as they don't answer back, or do they?
Oh, they do. Yeah. Toby speaks. He seriously, he does. He has about 3 or 4 English words that he can actually say, and it's usually like "mom," and he gets attitude, and it's, "Mom, can I have the keys to the car?" It's that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just your typical Southern girl.
I don't know that I would ever say typical for you.
Yeah.
So she's being a little modest, folks. She's a paranormal radio host. She's author, podcaster. She really has pretty much got her fingers in everything.
The spectrum covers the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm full spectrum for sure. But that didn't come out right.
So what is the book you were talking about? Is that one of your paranormal stories, or what kind of?
About this time, no, it was last February. I had been laid off by an entertainment behemoth, and I was really depressed, and I was looking for a job for 9 months, and I hear voices, and depending on who you're speaking to, they're either my guardian angels or my guides, or they're the collective, or they're the ETs. Andrea Perrin swears that I'm talking to extraterrestrials. So I'm going with her for now because I'm getting a lot more answers that way. I'm learning how to do channeling and stuff. And so I wake up one morning and the little voice goes, get up. And it said some expletives. And I was like, okay, where am I going to go? And it says, you're going to Jefferson. Let's go to Jefferson. I'm like, okay, I've never been. Let's go. So I get up and I go to Jefferson, Texas. Hey, Diane. And I end up staying in the Jefferson Hotel, and it is during the middle of the week. So when I get there, the owner goes, well, you're the only one here tonight. You have fun. Bye. We're going to town. Town is like, 25, 30 miles away. Mm-hmm. So they punch a little code, lock me in. I'm like, what? Okay. You're leaving me here alone? That's the worst thing you can do. All the doors were open. And I was like, oh my God. So I went on an exploration of my own. And so I wrote a book about it. And then Beyond the Fray read it, or I submitted it to them later, I guess last summer or something, because they said, we're looking for manuscripts, something true. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm only going to regret it if I don't do it. So I submitted it, fully expected them to say, it's already been published. We're not going to do it. They came back saying, oh my God, this is great. Can you get some more stories? So last November, I went back and it was like part 2, when History, Haunts, and Legends were going on in Jefferson. Mm-hmm. So I had a couple of paranormal experiences on my own. I got there a little bit, earthquake? No, I got there a little bit earlier during the week. So, I had some of my own things going on. So I put those in the book. And so I have put both stories together, and now it's going to be a monster of a book.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I even put the well room in there. That was fun.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, and then I'm working on another one. I've been writing since I was, actually 4 or 5. I actually remember writing a story about dancing crayons, but that's another story. I went to the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts down in Houston. So my major was creative writing and filmmaking. And so ever since then I've been writing. But this is going to be my first real honest to goodness fiction book, loosely based on a brothel that Michael and I have been to. An old brothel, not a new one.
Former.
Very former. But what's kind of funny is as I was writing it, I was channeling it. And so I'm seeing all these, open this door and it's going to be this kind of a room, or open this staircase door and it's going to be hollow underneath. Turns out it's really true. Because last time I was there, they were actually talking about like, well, yeah, the hollow spaces under the floor. I'm like, what? You have hollow spaces? You're on top of the caves? Oh my gosh, these are things I was channeling when I was getting ready to write the book. So this one's called Romancing the Tombstone. It's
nice.
Yeah. I think I actually have a picture for that.
Yeah, it's a Rebecca Winters adventure. There's a funny story about the cover, but I'll tell you later when nobody's around.
I shared the wrong screen.
Oh, Michael. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. What are you going to do with me?
Dress them up, can't take them out.
Just can't get good hosts these days.
I'm telling you.
Anyway, this is a story about a girl who inherits. No, that's not it.
That's not the one?
No, that's Lessons from the Strawberry Moon. That's
the one you sent me.
Okay.
Well, then, never mind, folks.
That's going to be a nonfiction story about me listening to my intuition and all the hijinks that have ensued. You want to call it that?
Wow.
So I don't know. I'm weird. I always do the cover first. I'm like, oh, this is good. I need a story to go with it now. So anyway, Romancing the Tombstone is a story about a girl who inherits a haunted brothel, and she has to make a decision. Is she going to sell it and move on with her life, or is she going to stay there and be part of it? Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait till it comes out.
It's actually parts of it are on Amazon right now. They do a thing called Kindle Vella, and you can release it chapter by chapter. So the first 3 or 4 chapters are on there.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then holidays hit, October came, I quit writing. Now I got to get back into it.
Wow.
So, just out of curiosity, because I've often wondered this with Amazon, you say you put the chapters out there. Do you get any benefits from people reading those chapters, or no?
Yeah, the first 3 chapters are free, for anyone to read. And if you want to read more, then you have to pay like 40 cents or something. But, I've gotten comments from people in Spain. I was like, oh my God, somebody in Spain is reading my book. That's so weird.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and it goes on forever. You get per page or something. You get like a small token or dividend or whatever, so many cents per page. And
yeah,
after a while, it does kind of add up. It's not that great yet, but fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
Once I get past chapter 4, who knows?
Sky's the limit, or maybe the rooms are the limit. I don't know.
Wow.
That could be interesting. A different adventure in each room.
Yeah.
Well, this is a particular room. I've always heard voices, and people are talking to me and everything. And my mom always told me, "Oh, it's just your imagination," and so I've always dismissed it. And probably the last 4 or 5 years, I've actually started really listening. And when the voices tell me to do something, I'll go and do it. And almost all the time, it's the correct choice or the correct decision. So when I was at this brothel, and I think you might have been there too, Michael. I don't know now. It was the first time I went. There was a room with a door, and it said, go into the closet and see what you feel. And so I went into the closet, and I was like, oh my God, there's a woman in here, and I was describing everything. turns out that was pretty accurate. There was a woman who was, placed on a hook in there, and
Wow.
so I was like, okay, so yeah, that's kind of accurate.
Wow. So can you tell us where the brothel is or what
Texas.
the name of it?
It's in Texas.
All right.
You have a fan, Victoria.
I'm a popular person. Hello, Sarah. I love her. Sarah was what do we used to call him? Mad Hatter or something from Edge of the Rabbit Hole. And so was Diane. So.
And Nicola Alsip says, hey.
Hey. Always gotta do the guns. Hey. Actually, I don't really call myself a paranormal investigator. Bless you. I'm more of a paranormal experiencer, and I have found that, and this is true, you probably have seen me do it too, that Mad Hatters. Okay. I thought it was Mad Chatters for some reason. Depends on who our guest was. But when I do walk into a room and, you can feel the energy, and somebody's in there with you. I always go in and go, hey.
Yeah.
Just to get that energy going.
Yeah. Do you have anyone in your family before that had the same abilities?
Oh, the whole damn family. What are you talking about?
Okay.
That's where my mom's side is from East Texas, and so they're all the just one step above deliverance. I can say that now because they're all gone. And ironically, wait, can you see it? Where is it? There's my banjo.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning.
Dang, dang, dang.
Dang, 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 dang.
I'm learning to play banjo. Because I don't have TV here. Anyway, my mom's side, we're all very they're Baptists, so they don't want to say psychic or anything. They were all just, they knew things, like they would have the same dreams. And I would always hear them when they would get together and they talk about, oh, I had a dream about Claiborne or whatever. And like, oh, I did too. And so they would start talking about it, and it was the same dream that like my mom and my aunt, my grandmother would all share. So, my aunt was in Georgia. My mom was down in Houston, and my grandmother was out in Orange, if you know where that is. So, they're not connected by any means, and they would always share the same dreams. And then I don't know if it's a Southern thing or what, and I'm not going to disparage my Southern heritage, but we always seem to do our genealogy to see who your people are. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I did my dad's side, I traced it back to like the early 1700s, and they were actually, and I mean, nothing disparaging about it. I mean, I'm proud of my heritage, Romanian gypsies, and they left Germany and they went up to Canada and then New York, and then they bounced around God knows where, and they came in through Galveston and Victoria, and they settled out in Central Texas. So you have the intuitive herbal making, stuff of my mom, and then you have the Romanian gypsy side of my dad. So when you get them together, you get the Paranormal Perfect Storm. So.
Oh, wow. Gosh,
So,
craziness.
That was always just a joke, but, it's kind of coming true now.
That explains a lot, actually.
You did what?
I said that explains a lot, actually.
Where are my rocks? I need my rocks,
Oh, my gosh.
So Sarah's been active in the chat. She says, what you been up to? And then she's asked, Toby still hanging out on that room? He was here earlier.
Yeah, Toby was here. He I have his toy, so he'll be back. Toby is like in his teenage cat years. I think I caught him doing like the cat walk of shame the other night because I was in my bedroom, and I was on my bed and I was playing on my computer, and and I see him walking in from the living room and his head hung down. He goes through my bedroom and he goes through my bathroom and into my closet, and I'm like,
cat walk.
So he just kind of hangs out in the closet,
Oh.
Oh my
He's
God.
got it really nice. He's got it all built up. There's some blankets, and I'm sure there's a wet bar back there too. I don't know. A little catnip here and there. So, but he is very intuitive. He's always seen things. And when we first moved to this witness relocation place that I'm at, he was seeing things along with me. And he literally got so sick, I had to take him to the doctor, and he was in the hospital 5 times in 2 weeks, and he almost died. He had to have emergency surgery. And I was talking to Phoenix. I was talking to Phoenix, and she goes, it's probably because he's so sensitive and so intuitive, and this place that I live in is so haunted and so charged. The whole town is. He was probably overstimulated, and that's probably what was about to do him in. But he's okay now. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
sure he'll be back down in a minute.
Nicola wants to know if there'll be readings on the show. Nicola, I don't know that we could possibly put Victoria on the spot to do a reading for someone, but
Oh, there she goes, all in the goodies.
Well, that's not all. Oops.
I mean, we leave that up to the discretion of our guest.
You won't believe what fell out of my little bag, Mike.
It could be anything.
Nope, I know what it is.
Some rocks.
Yep.
Rocks fell out.
Same ones too.
Yeah, they are actually, because they broke after that trip to Yorktown. They shattered. So
I remember you telling me that.
well, I didn't think, because they were selenite, and you can't get selenite wet, and I was really surprised. They stayed on my back and they didn't crack or anything, but then like the next time I used them, they all broke.
Yeah.
So, it's like a 2-for-1 deal. What you want to know, sweetheart?
All right, Nicola, it's up to you. What's your question? And while we wait for her answer, Sarah says, what's the deal with the 2023 energy manifestation? I hope there are no more retrogrades. Sadly, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of those.
Isn't there one coming up in like April timeframe?
We just, last week, everything is going forward, but we're in a time period from January 21st through March 23rd, 2023. That's the day I was telling Mike for like 2 years. Something's going to happen right around March 23rd, 2023. There's supposed to be an energy shift. From January to March, as a collective, we're going through changes. And I was telling a friend of mine, career changes are on the rise. And then the next day she got fired. And then I found out my job's in jeopardy. And somebody else got fired today, or I almost got fired. I don't think she did. And so there is a huge energy shift, and it's kicking us out of our comfort zone, making us leave these jobs that we are accustomed to, and we're moving into a path for our higher purpose. More or less.
Well, Nicola's not responding, so we can either do one generic for just whatever's going on right now, or
do one for Michael.
Carla?
Oh, Michael? Okay, hold on. Okay.
Cards are flying everywhere.
No.
Okay, the little boy says 2. So, okay, here they are. They're flying. I haven't caught up with you since Jefferson, so I don't know what's going on. So,
Quite a lot, actually. So,
any good gossip?
A little bit.
Cards say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. And okay, 2. Okay, so the first one was the 9 of discs. That means you have in the Rider-Waite deck, it's the woman with the long robe and the bird on her finger and all the coins and everything. That's the self-made woman.
Oh, yeah.
So you have everything. And then okay. You got the number 11, which is, I use a Celtic deck, so it's different. So this is the web. To me, it always reminds me of the World Wide Web. So I'm going to pull one more because this is not really telling me anything.
Actually, it's telling me a lot.
Okay. Well, no, it's telling me that you have something on the internet or something you're doing through the internet where you have all the skills that you need and you're going to be successful. And I'm just nosy and I want to know more. Okay.
Energy that surrounds us.
And then you got the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords.
Yep.
He's got a snake down there. So the swords are always cerebral ideas, and he has birds flying around. So whatever idea you have that you're going to use the internet for, it's going to be very successful. Now, is that your podcast, or are you doing something different?
Podcast, and I have another thing in the works too. So
okay, so it's your other thing in the works.
But they're all actually intertwined. But yeah.
Okay. Well, you want me to stop while we're ahead? No.
Actually, I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah.
One more. Let's do one more.
Okay. The next next card was the Five of Swords. On this deck, it's called Defeat, but that's more of a mental fighting. And the Rider-Waite, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yep, Rider-Waite.
It's the guy that's got the two swords, and he's got the other swords that are on the ground. And everyone's walking away. So there has been a battle. Maybe you've had to argue someone over an idea, and you're like, "It's my way or the highway, dude." And so they're highwaying it. But you're gonna win because you're gonna have all the swords. So let's see. Oh,
I collect swords too, so that works.
Yep. And the Ten of Wands was the next one. So you're putting up your barriers. So you're safeguarding yourself, I would say. In a film setting, you would be like storyboarding, and you're like, now you have your ideas and your concepts. And the last card is the Knight of Wands. This is a little fiery man. He's like, okay, look, I got some fire, I got some passion, and you see there's no storms on the horizon or anything. It's all, clear sailing. So yeah. I would say whatever you are thinking about or doing or manifesting, it's going to have a little bit of challenge or a little bit of obstacles, but just stick to your guns and steal everybody's swords. And if they come at you, just talk to the hand, dude. Do they still say that?
Yeah, I do.
That's a good reading.
Okay.
So, all right.
Is that anywhere accurate? Close?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I even think Carla knows what I'm thinking.
All right. So I'm sitting back smiling.
That pretty much nailed exactly what was going on.
Yep.
It's like I'm psychic.
It's like you're psychic.
So, while I'm shuffling, I'm going to be well, it takes a while. I have to shake the Michael energy off.
That's gonna take a while.
Just don't call me Hot Rocks anymore.
There you go.
I'll be at History Haunts and Legends, and Jody asked me if I wanted to be a speaker. So what's my motto? Why the hell not? Sure, let's go for it.
Yeah.
So we'll be in the audience.
So what topic are you going to be sharing?
We were just talking about.
I don't think you want to know.
Possession.
I don't know.
Let me put out there that we got most of our team to come to this event, so keep that in mind.
All I would say is don't wear matching shirts.
Silence.
Well, what does matching shirts have to do with it? But okay.
It's our brand new team shirts that we got.
Yeah.
Are they in different colors at least?
No.
Oh. Can you rip the neck?
Well, actually,
probably by the end of the weekend.
That's only if you're in that room with the handcuffs. No.
That's right.
I'm getting an EVP. It's a spirit communication.
No, but ironically, I do have a black turtleneck where the outside of the turtleneck is cut at the neck, but not the inside of it. And I have found that the day after I came back from an investigation. I have no idea how the shirt has a perfect nick cut in the neck. It kind of made me a little nervous. It'd be like right here.
Were you scratching or something?
No. And I usually wear a shirt over, so that's why I was like, I didn't even notice until I was doing laundry, and I was like, wait, why is my neck torn on this shirt?
But anyway, the majority of our team will be there to see you.
Yeah.
I'll put a disclaimer on it.
And we told them they have to sit through your talk. There was going to be a quiz after.
A quiz.
I asked Jody if I could do a PowerPoint presentation. She goes, yes. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have visuals.
Oh.
I'm starting. I actually had a dream about it last night. I was tossing and turning. I'm like, if I do that, I'm going to insult somebody, and I don't want to insult anybody because we're all on our own path, but come on, let's get serious. Okay, you get one more. Okay, well, these two came out. Carla, my love.
Yeah.
Oh, Carla.
He's already laughing.
Because I'm looking at you, like, pulling back further on the screen.
I love Carla. That's all I'm saying. And I oftentimes find so many of these funny little videos of cowboys dancing, and I send them to Carla.
That last one was priceless.
He stole my heart.
No kidding.
Okay. The first card you got was the Seven of Wands, which is a rivalry. Okay. Those are, the Rider-Waite, those are the guys with the sticks, and they're all fighting. They're practicing. They're getting ready for some sort of combat. They're not using swords because you could probably decapitate someone, but they're using sticks, and this is how they're learning. The second one you got was the High Priest, followed by the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is one of my favorite ones in this deck. You see how he's got the dog?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a symbol of loyalty. The cup is very emotional. Elderberry, so that's in the springtime.
What's on the chair? The top of the chair. Oh, the two corners.
Two corners.
The top of the chairs. It looks like there's a symbol on the door, on the chair.
Oh my God.
His head.
Those are adornments.
Okay. I just thought it could have been symbolism there. I don't know.
It probably is, but I've never looked. How do we do this?
I can see.
I don't know what they are.
I like the fact that he's got the dog.
Yeah. The dog is a symbol of loyalty. So this is
got a yin yang on too.
You keep making her look at the cards.
Sorry, I was trained by a friend to notice things on the cards.
It's not a yin and yang.
Oh, it's not?
It's a some sort of medallion.
Oh, it looked like yin yang. Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Sorry, you're out of balance.
I'm a Libra. So what this is telling me is that, we'll have to talk later.
Okay.
You have some internal arguing going on. Is this accurate? Yes,
yeah.
no?
Yes.
Okay, just no details, just yes, no. About a guy who's very kind. He's probably a businessman. He's very logical. Is he a banker? He's grounded. He's down to earth. He's loyal. He's romantic. He is, what did they used to say? The whole bag of chips?
This is who I'm having an argument with?
No, you're having an internal argument about this guy. Because this is like romantic. The High Priest is what I call the marrying man. So why is Michael laughing?
Because I'm looking at Carla's face.
So you're arguing like, I like him. No, I don't. I like him. No, I don't. I like him. No, I don't.
Huh.
Am I right or wrong? Should I go keep going?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Yeah, you do. It's.
Oh, I got to keep scanning my mind then.
Okay, let's see. Okay. So you got the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords in this deck is cutting away the dead wood from the trees. And sometimes you got to chop away the dead wood, to make things grow. You can just come look at my front yard. I mean, I used to have beautiful plants until the last front. And now it kind of looks like, something out of My Nightmare Before Christmas, I mean, it looks really bad. So anybody wants to come help me with my yard work? But there are storm clouds on the horizon. Now we don't know if they're going away or if they're coming. my personal guess is that they're going away because he's done his shadow work. And am I totally off base now?
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay. One more.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Lottery.
So that would be my card.
Apparently not.
Eight of Wands is swift moving communications, and usually that comes either through arrows, which are coming at you, or electronic communication. So it's fast. It's fast moving. It's not like they're going to come Pony Express or anything.
Okay.
You know, it's going. So I think you're going to hear from this guy.
The guy that's like
You're arguing
the one I'm arguing with.
about. Not you're not arguing with him.
Okay, about.
Yeah, he's going to say, "I do like you." Oh yeah, look at that. 10 of disc, 10 of cups, or 10 of monies.
Years.
Well, it's the same thing as pentacles.
Discs. Yeah.
So this is a guy who has a really good job.
Okay.
So all signs are pointing to a fast communication and positive. Don't forget me. Don't forget me.
Remember who brought you the message.
Remember to ask if he has a friend.
Age appropriate, between birth and death. That's all I'm saying.
I gotcha.
Now I gotta ask, do you want friend or do you want the brother?
Who, me?
What?
Yeah. Because normally some people say, does he have a brother? Or some say, does he have a friend? So I'm asking you, how, are you open to either one or?
Well, this is a part of the paranormal I've never thought about. I don't know. Are they twins? Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't it?
We could switch. I don't care. Valentine's Day is coming up. Last year I was at the Jefferson. I was in the bride room.
on Valentine's Day?
Well, I'm thinking, like the day before.
Or around that time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking unrequited love, let's go to the bride's room. Actually, I didn't know anything about it. And I got there and Jeremy goes, well, you know about this room, right? I'm like, no. He's like, well, why did you pick this room? And I didn't want to sound like a total Barbie. And I said, well, it had the prettiest bed. I'm Southern. It had a pretty bed. It's got the pillows.
Yeah.
And he said, well, this is the most haunted room. I'm like, well, of course it is. Where else would I stay? Wow. So, yeah. So the bride and I and Jenny from across the hall, we just had a party down there. All the girls, we were all down there.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Those are the best times.
Yeah. It's just me and a bunch of ghosts. One shadow man showed up, but we put him down. So anyway.
Oh, well,
you have to read the book, Michael.
Thanks.
Yeah, sounds like it. So Sarah wants to know, can you talk a bit about experiencing and transforming energy?
Well, experiencing it, I mean, that's just life. Transforming energy. Well, you have what, 7 or 8 chakras? 7 chakras? And the lower?
7 internal chakras and about 12 to 15 altogether.
What? Okay, well.
You guys can chat later.
To itself. The bottom chakras, the bottom 3, I think, are your the ones that ground you. They are the reproductive. They are fight or flight. They are survival chakras. From your stomach up is more of the higher developed ones. It's where love, communication, intuition, and then the crown chakra where you encompass everything. It's the God energy or whatever you want to call it. I forgot the question. Oh, okay. So I always try and live through my heart chakra up. And when I used to go to work, it was like, Snow White going out the door going, la, 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 la. And I'm not kidding. Little woodland creatures would run up, little bunnies. I had squirrels that would run up. That's how we had some cats. I'm like, shoo, I've got to go to work. So, I thought about leaving the door open, hoping one would come in and do the dishes, but, it never worked.
Yeah.
I love how perfect your Cinderella voice is.
Oh,
Or is it
well,
Snow White? Which one is the one that's with the woodland creatures?
Snow White.
Snow White lives. Okay, well, see, Snow White. Okay, let's talk about Snow White.
We digress.
She's moving through her heart chakra, right? And she's in the wishing well. I'm wishing, right?
Right?
For the one I love. She turns around and she's living with 7 little guys. Okay, and each dwarf has a personality or a part of the personality that makes up the
Yeah.
that makes up the perfect guy. So,
Trust me, Carla, there is gonna be something paranormal at the end of this. It's gonna tie it all together.
no.
Should I go get the popcorn?
Okay, so put a pin in that one. I have another story for you later. When you start living through your heart chakra, you resonate higher, right? You're laughing, you're enjoying, you're seeing the different things in life. And I think that's when you connect with the higher vibrations, the higher spiritual forms. Exactly. That's it, Sarah. Sarah knows, So when you get out of the dude run, not anymore. I got laid off.
Hey, Raymond.
When you live in the higher chakras, you see
No.
Diane, I don't have anybody to talk to during the week, so this is it.
What the show's about, Diane?
Actually, Sleepy and Dopey was my first husband because I would talk to him, because I worked the night shift and I'd come home and we would have these, he would sit up, eyes open. We'd have these 10, 20-minute conversations and he'd get back to sleep. And 2 or 3 days later, I would do something. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, we talked about this the other day. He's like, no, we didn't. And so I'd go through the conversation again. I found out he talks in his sleep. Well, he's dead now, so he doesn't. Well, he still talks in his sleep. Anyway, so once I figured out that he was talking in his sleep, I was like, screw this. I'm just going to tell him we talked about it. So, they are the perfect guys. Anyway, where are we going with this? I don't know. Oh, when you live in the higher vibrations, you see things. It's like taking, you know what mica is? The rock, the gem mica. How it has all those layers. Well, if you look at it this way, it just looks like a rock. But if you turn it, you can see all the layers in it. And you're just turning it and you're looking through a different vibration, basically. And so that's the same thing with connecting with spirits. When you live in the higher vibrations, I think they appreciate you acknowledging them. And you guys cut it out. You can see things and it's fine until you're driving, because then you start seeing things come at you and you think it's like a Ford F-150 and you're like, oh no, it's just a spirit. Because it's like two pieces of film that you put together and you look through. So you're seeing your actual reality and then you're also seeing into the next realm. I think it's beyond 5G, to be honest, or 5D, or 5G is your cell phone.
Yeah.
Dial up here.
I think we've gotten to, I think there's 14 dimensions now that we're starting to discover.
Oh, well, I think I'm firmly planted in like 8D, to be honest. And I don't mean to make this about me or anything, but the things I've seen, the voices. We were in Reiser Hospital. Mm-hmm. And the meet and greet was going on in that room. Remember the surgery room upstairs?
Right.
I don't want to say I don't like people, but I don't like people. And it was getting too many people in that room. So I had to step out, to get some air. And so I was walking around and I was like, where are you? And there's supposed to be some man up there that haunts the place. And I was walking around like, where are you? I know you're up here. Where are you? And very loud, very clearly in my ear, I heard a man's voice going, I'm right here. And I turned around. I was the only one in the hall. So, I mean,
Wow.
So I went in there and asked the person that we were with, I'm like, okay, did somebody just say that? And they're like, no, we're all over here talking. So when you when you resonate in the higher frequencies, a lot of times you get things like, airhead, space case, but you actually can see and hear those things. And I'll be quiet now. So go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, the show's all about you, so go for it.
Yeah.
And I told you it would come around to paranormal. It did.
And it did.
Oh, put a pin in it. I worked at an amusement park, and I worked in the children's section. We called it Kitty City, but it was really the magical world of Marvel McFay. And the ride I worked at was right next to the speaker, so I heard the Cinderella songs all the time. So
At least it wasn't at the Small World.
Oh my gosh.
no, I knew all the Cinderella songs, and
That's much better. God, I'd go insane if I had to listen to It's a Small World over and over daily.
well, that's not too bad. I mean, this is the one where the mice are singing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the song I heard over and over.
That one's not so bad.
He can do it.
Nice. It's like everybody's on helium.
Cinderella.
We can help us in the rally. We can make it just
It's like the chipmunks.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Okay. Moving on. Sarah asked, do you find that the spirits who interact with you want something, whether it's attention or something to be done, etc.?
Well, Sarah, my dear, I usually hang out in haunted brothels, and the last thing you want to hear about in a haunted brothel is unfinished business. So I'm not even going to go there. We don't want to hear that. So I think a lot of times they just want to say hi. It's like those blurry pictures I sent to you, Michael.
Yeah.
When I walked out of the Old Park Hotel, I had this feeling, that's right, that somebody was down at the end of the hall, kind of where Deacon's room is, and he just went, and I could see him with my third eye. He went, and he was right up on my back. I was like, oh my God, there's something, not that one.
No, I'm switching over so I can.
Okay. So I had my cell phone up to my throat, and I did a burst, and I spun around real quick, and there was a man. You can see the man totally. You can see his face. And so when I asked Dan, it's like, who is that guy? You're getting close. That's him. Isn't that it?
Wow.
That's a
You can clearly see someone right there.
Yeah, and he was on my back. And so I asked Dan, I said, well, who do you have a cowboy that kind of hangs out, likes the girls? And he's like, oh yeah, Deacon does. He was known for his lady friends.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. So when I went downstairs, they were taking us around downstairs and showing us the picture. And there was a picture of the guy who I thought was on my back. And so there was plenty of light down there. So I took my camera and I focused and I took a picture. And when I got home, the picture was blurry. So I was like,
Wow.
wouldn't-
Michael, go back to the other picture.
Hold on, I was just noticing there's something right here.
Yeah, you can see he has like a mustache or a goatee or something.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a face of something.
Yeah, the whole thing's a face.
No, this is.
That's
but
a
it's
face.
like there's
No,
something.
the whole thing's a face.
He's got a hat on. He's got dark hair.
The nose, the dark beard.
Yeah, I was just noticing right here is like another face within the face.
Mm.
There's the eyes, a well-pronounced nose, kind of frowning.
Well, I don't know
I think
about
that's his mouth.
Yeah, because he had like a mustache.
Yeah.
And he had so anyway, I'm up here in this witness. Yeah, that guy. So I took that
Yeah.
picture. Broad daylight, focused. I was steady. I took the picture and it came out blurry. But that's JB Miller, and he's actually buried up in Fort Worth. So I went up to Fort Worth like 2 weeks ago. There's me at Fort Worth. And so, well, hey, I'm just going to come sit on your grave. Well, he's got a border around it, so it wasn't too rude. But then I started finding out more about him, and he is known for always wearing a coat. And in that first picture where he's all blurry, you can see, yeah, he's got a coat on. The
Yeah.
other one. So, yeah. And he hung out at the Old Park Hotel a lot. And I think he was lynched, or no, he was hung. He was hung in Oklahoma, I think, and he's buried down in Fort Worth.
Wow. So do you like this last weekend, one of our investigators, Lorinda, she was having a hard time with getting her camera to focus on several things that she tried taking a picture of. Everybody else would take pictures of the same type of object and they would turn out fine. But hers, you could see her camera just going back and forth, trying to focus and unfocus and focus. And she just couldn't get things to work. What do you attribute to that?
First thing I would check would be the lens to see if there's any sort of fingerprint or oil or anything. There's also an IR, usually an IR beam that shoots out and comes back real quick, so you know what the depth of field is and how far it is and knows how to focus. So I would clean those really, really well. And otherwise, it might just be a camera issue. I mean, if everyone else's was working and hers didn't, I would say it's probably a camera issue.
Well, hers was just on certain objects.
Okay.
Like, the Eddie doll.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't let her take the picture.
Well, Eddie is quite interesting. He does have his own personality. I think I was only able to get one picture of Eddie, but when I was up there the last time, it looks like he's shifted forward. He's broken the glass.
He has. And my OCD was kicking in because it's like, I want to open it up and set him back upright because it's driving me crazy looking at him with his forehead against the glass.
So, I mean, I don't know how that would have happened. Somebody would have to really have banged the back of that wall. And I don't see that as, I mean, I would see Jeremy up there instantly if that had happened.
Yeah.
Or something, but I don't know.
And I don't know if that doll could, for the distance between the head to the glass, it would shatter that easily.
Yeah. It's a good distance.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling it's Eddie. I think he misses his girlfriend.
Maybe he wants out.
Love is in the air.
It's spring.
Yep, almost. Well, not here. It's still winter.
Yeah. So Sarah wants to know, are you compiling these into another book?
Yes, I was picked up by Beyond the Fray Publishing, who is a publishing house that caters to the woo-woo, the paranormal, and the true crime. So I got a letter from the editor today saying, please go over your revisions and send them back. So hopefully next month is when it was targeted to be released. So it's going to be a whole compilation of stories that happened in Jefferson.
Perfect.
Yes.
Very cool.
Perfect.
Yeah. So do you see the guy up there on the roof?
I can't
That
see.
guy?
Yeah, that guy.
It's too small of a picture.
Can you make it go full screen? I can. See him now?
Yeah, I do.
He wasn't there when I took that picture. That's Charlie Winchy in Old Town Spring. I used to do the ghost tours out there, and we were out there one night. I'm an ambassador for the Renaissance Festival, and so we were all dressed up because it was that time of year, and we decided to go to Old Town Spring, and like the Bible said, our cups run us over and all that kind of stuff. And so we went to thank you, Sarah. We went to the part of the town where the saloon was, and it was also a brothel. And so we were like, hey, Charlie, you want some girls? Woo woo! And so I was just taking pictures as I was walking around. Where he is looking is directly where my friends were screaming, So I didn't see that till I came home. I'm like, oh my God, there's a man on the roof. Now that part of the building had been on fire, so there really wasn't a roof to be standing on. It was just like some beams and stuff. So I went back the next day to make sure, it's not a tree or anything. It's not a tree because the trees go down. And as you see, they're pixelating differently from the picture of the man. So that's Charlie.
Interesting. What building is this again?
It's part of the Winchy Brothers Saloon. Now this was the overflow seating because they were known for their hamburgers. And so in the 1980s, they built an overflow And that part caught on fire. The original saloon is still standing, but just the overflow seating burnt.
Wow.
There.
Yeah.
Now you can see the full name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was nobody on that roof. We were the only people in town. The town is like 3
That's
blocks.
crazy.
Well, what's strange is even between these two photos, when I zoomed in and was looking at him, it looked like he had 2 black eyes. And the other photo and this photo, it looks like he doesn't have eyes.
Well, he has a cowboy hat on. Because, it was the Wild West town. The saloon was built in 1902. He and his brothers were also responsible for building part of the railroad that runs 30 feet away from the building. But when he got tired of working on the railroad, he said, I'm going to build a cafe. I'm going to take it the easy way and serve the people who work on the railroad.
Does he got a white beard? Is that what I'm seeing or no?
It's like
That could be like collar for a shirt.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Now he has a very, he was very tall, very thin. He has a very kind of hollow face.
So it's the shirt that I'm seeing or collar.
Yeah, it'd be the collar.
Yeah. So we would take paranormal tours out there and investigations and stuff. And if you would walk around to the back, there was still a staircase that actually led up into the brothel and to where they were doing the gambling and stuff. So I went out there. Texas is hot in the summertime, right? And so I had a tank top on and some shorts, and I had, some equipment, and my hands were all sweaty. And so it was just us girls out there, and as we had the discussion earlier before the show started, I put my equipment down, and as I bent over, my shirt fell down a little bit. And right then my ovulus said, nice. Charlie. So
he's probably like, I can go happy now.
Oh my God.
Well, the next day after this, we one of the things we'd always do is go out to the old cemeteries and the old graves and stuff, because there's so many in that part of Texas that just are like little family cemeteries, where the families have passed on or moved on or something. Mm-hmm. And so we go out there and clean them up and take flowers and go talk to people. And so I actually found his grave out there, and I was walking along, and I had I have an Ovulus 5. So I was walking along. I said, Charlie, you remember me? And it said, finally.
Oh,
hey!
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, kind of curious, what is this?
Haunted Hill House. We were all sitting on the floor, except for me, because I had back issues, and I'm sitting in a chair. There was nobody in that door. We were all on the floor. That was up, I think they call it Toby's room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Mineral Wells.
This is too.
Yeah. Right?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, in Mineral Wells.
Okay.
Oh, so I haven't been to that one.
Neither have I.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I'm just kidding.
We need to go. That is clearly a guy in the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were maybe 6 or 7 of us, and we were all sitting on the floor, because there weren't chairs. Well, I got the chair. And, we had a Frank's box, and we had some other equipment in there. And my friend took that picture, and she showed it to me later. And I was like, oh, my God, there's a man in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, would you recommend that location?
Yes and no. There's a lot of hype that goes along with it. There's definitely activity going on in there. There is, when I was there, I was picking up on somebody called the Chief, and I was thinking mob boss chief. And so when I asked the guys that were running the group, they're like, yeah, there's a chief here. He's a Native American. I was like, okay, well, I see him. He's coming around from the back behind the trailer. And they're like, oh, well, when the chief comes, everything gets quiet. Within a few minutes, all the activity in the house stopped. There was nothing coming over the boxes, and all the equipment was dead. So we did an overnight there. Everybody went to bed except for me, because I'm a nighttime person. And so I went back up there with a friend of ours, and I just wanted to see what would happen. And the room started getting darker than dark, have you ever seen that where it just
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
it just gets dark. You can't even, see your hand do this.
Right.
And so he was like, okay, who's in here? Tell me your name. I'm like, no, don't do that. Let's just listen and see what happens. And he had a Frank's box or something like a Frank's box there. And all of a sudden you could start hearing little children, and they were giggling and they were laughing. And then it got lighter, and then you could hear more children. It sounded like they were running around the upstairs.
Oh, wow.
So it's like whatever the very heavy chief presence was suppressing the children. And when he went away, when the darkness went away, then you could hear the children.
Interesting. Wow.
Same old, Sarah.
So the next photos you sent me were, let me zoom out, Yorktown?
Yeah. In the doorway, there's a story about the creepy priest, and I wouldn't go in there. And our guest investigator went in there for about 30 seconds, and she screamed and ran out. But you can see a shadow person in that door.
Yep, I can see it.
Definitely Definitely looks like he's wearing even the robes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
I actually know the person. You remember Ghost Adventures went there, and Zach was like ripping his shirt off.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know the person who gave the first tours there. Her name's Jel. And she has tattoo sleeves. And she was there with two other women who were very psychic. And they were there during the day. And Jel was feeling like a pressure around her neck. And she didn't say anything. And the two ladies were like, oh my God, there's something around my neck. And so that story turned into like a game of telephone. And all of a sudden it turned into, if you have tattoos, nuns are trying to strangle you. So, which is not how the story started at all. So
that's the story I heard.
It's not true.
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm not sure if I have which order these are in.
That's the first one. Okay. Do you want me to tell the story? Because the other one.
The other one? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Michael and I were down in the OBGYN room at Yorktown. And it's like an Airbnb for spiders. I just don't want to get in that corner.
Right.
So I'm leaning over the gurney, and I have a digital recorder going, and I have my full spectrum camera. And so I wanted to start taking some pictures. So I put my recorder down, and you can hear it. It's too bad you can't play it, but it's really great. I very politely and quietly say, oh, something touched me. And Michael said, what? And so it feels like something just touched my hips. Like it's like saying, excuse me, I'm walking around you. And so you see, there's nothing in the medicine cabinet. There's nothing. So I took another picture, which is the second picture. Change slides. So you can see, well, if I point, you can't tell. In the third window, there's like a little board. So it goes from, right there. So it goes from behind me to there. And then the next picture I took, it disappears. And then you hear our guest investigator out in the hall screaming, I see a shadow person, but there's a lot of expletives. And it's totally freaking her out. It's like, well, yeah. So it's like it was behind me, and it went around to the case, and it just walked out the door. It's
Interesting.
It's kind of interesting. It looks like it's got 3 lines here, and then something over here.
It almost
square.
Yeah, it almost looked like a little flame, is what it looked like.
I can't zoom in too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really put a lot of stock in orbs and all that kind of stuff. But that was something, it was not there. It was there, then it was gone, and she screams. So it's like it's just walking down the hall going, hello.
Yeah. I was trying to see if that was even when I was using the Phasma light, but the Phasma light's bigger than that, so the reflection would be much different because it's a series of LEDs, like these would be just lined across.
Well, at that time, you were closer to the doorway, so you would have been on the right-hand side of the photo.
Would have been over here.
Yeah.
Right on.
Live and learn.
Yep. And then are you wanting to promote this one?
Oh, that's 3 books away.
All right.
The Strawberry Moon last year was so amazing. It was just like it was during the retrogrades, and I think there was also an eclipse going on. But it's basically an astrology band-aid on your arm, and it's ripped off, and it rips off your scabs and your skin, and you're going and then somebody throws salt on it and puts another band-aid on it. You learn lessons from that. It's very painful to go through, but when you get to the other side, you're where you should be. And so this is going to be the next one I do. It's going to be basically listening to my little voice, the things I've done since I've started listening to my little voice, and how it always works out.
Wow.
It kind of looks like you too.
Yeah.
Well, it's got the hip thrown out, so it's got a little attitude there. You know,
sound like exciting books.
hot rocks.
Hot rocks.
You brought it up, not me.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
All right. So we're about almost an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh
yeah.
But
I blame Sleeping Beauty. Or something.
besides the HHL, are you got any plans on going and investigating anywhere soon?
Carla and I are going somewhere.
Luckies.
Bunch of girls.
Yeah, we're having a girls' weekend, and then for HHL, we're having another girls' weekend.
Not really, because Adam and I are going to be there.
In our Airbnb.
Well, not in the Airbnb, but we'll be in the city.
Oh, okay. No, our we're thinking about doing a seance that Saturday night. Because
let me know.
Okay.
You're
It's
there.
No, I mean like the detail.
Yeah.
Like you're in the same hotel B&B. How are you gonna miss this, Carla?
No, we rented a whole one just to ourselves. So got the rent of the place. Carla and your friend are staying somewhere else, I think.
Azalea.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were at the Azalea too.
They wouldn't have me. No. There was no space.
They said, "Who is this?" Oh, yeah. There's no more room.
You're a vendor. Get out of here.
Oh no.
But I don't know if y'all do it or not, but I don't sleep, and I solve problems when I'm asleep. I don't know. Is that like an air sign thing? You know?
I do
And
that.
so, when we were doing Edge of the Rabbit Hole, I was always joking about because Mike, the other co-host or the other host, has Haunted Red Roast, and it's a brand of coffee. And I'm like, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. I'm going to make one called Paranormal Activity. And
wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh no, I'm doing it. I started researching it today, and the other one's going to be called Inta Tea. So hopefully, I'll have those for sale in Jefferson.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
that would be
looking at
great.
box design right now. So,
So what kind of teas are you
God.
looking at making? Like the sweet tea kind of hot sweet teas, or
just
the
like little tea leaves and little bags and stuff. So different kinds. So
That would be cool.
there are several kinds of teas. There are robust flavors. There's the dark, like herby ones.
That'll be the
I know these things.
I'm a Louisiana sweet tea.
So you're more on the fruit side. All right, cool.
Yeah, I do like fruit teas. Yeah, and chai tea in the wintertime. I mean, who doesn't love chai tea?
Mhm. I do tea too.
Yeah. So look for those in Jefferson. So we'll
All
see how
right.
that works.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah.
All right. So where can people find you?
I'm in a witness protection plan.
Not your house, like social media wise.
Oh, this is it. I did make a website. Go figure. It's just my name.com. It's so original. But it has a couple of clips from Edge of the Rabbit Hole. There's a really funny one when we were interviewing Brandon Alvis, I think is his name. I forget.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep, that's his name.
Yeah, go check that one out. It's pretty funny. some little clips and stuff, and then there's links to my books, and tells about me and woohoo, all that stuff.
And you can get your books on Amazon.
They're on Amazon.
Okay.
When the one from Beyond the Fray comes out, it's going to be in bookstores if they still have bookstores, like Barnes and Nobles and things like that. And
I think they still do.
Not in this town. I have to go to the big city.
Didn't you make up journals?
I did. I had so many. I have something called the Cyber Grimoire, which is something I use every day. Oh, mine's put away. But it's coloring books. They're paranormal activity books.
She's like, don't downgrade my book.
That's right.
Yeah, the Cyber Grimoire is just a password keeper because I can never remember, like, where the hell does my ampersand go? So I have to look. I just have so many passwords I can't keep up with anymore.
Yeah.
So I have that, and then the Romancing the Tombstone, maybe later this year. The new one on Jefferson next month. And I have 6 of the Victoria Mundae Paranormal Activity books. So, yeah, working on the Hollow Earth, but I kind of got sidelined. I moved.
The Hollow Earth.
These will be good.
It's all about the ant aliens, and the elongated skulls. And if you look at the ants, they have elongated skulls. And like, how'd they get here? How'd they get there? Where'd the Nephilim come from? It's all there.
Oh, yeah. I know about that and the Anunnaki and the all kinds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It all ties into the Younger Dryas period, too. So.
Wow.
So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm not the only one that studies this stuff.
Wait, there are people who don't?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been so nice to talk to you guys. I mean, it's always nice to talk to friends, but yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming on. We'll have to have you back and more about the books and the investigations and all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if not, I'll see you in April.
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's a guarantee.
Don't wear matching shirts.
Huh?
Don't wear matching shirts.
Okay.
We'll have to
the
figure
whole
that one
weekend
out.
or specifically at a point in time?
During my speech.
Got it.
So I think what we're going to do is have shirts made that says, I know Victoria. And be like, hey, all throughout your chat.
We'll stand up in the back.
Little banners or
We'll stand at the doorways and say, no, you can't leave. You have to stay seated till she's done.
Oh my gosh.
I know Toby. That damn cat. No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah.
All right.
Is that a sun disk on your wall? Like your other, where you're pointing.
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
That's the tarot card. It's a cloth banner.
Nice.
Wow.
Sun. So this is
Very
my
cool.
woo-woo room. See, I got
I like it.
my woo-woo stuff over here.
Oh, I like
My
the
woo-woo
aliens.
stuff. Yeah,
I like it.
they're
Is that
really
a wolf howling?
a wolf howling.
Yeah. Or what is that? Looks like a big ball, and it looks like something. Right where you're. No,
This one?
there. Yeah.
That's my kids' book. One of the kids' books. So there's a funny story, but I know you're way over. But it's a funny story.
Oh no, we don't have an end time really. We're the last show of the night. They're like, y'all run as long as you want. But
Well, I do have
usually
to,
we start getting tired, and so we're like, yeah, we're gonna end the show.
well, okay, my husband died a long time ago, and then so I took it upon myself that I'm throwing my life into my daughter, making sure she grows up to be a good person, a wonderful adult, a wonderful carbon-based unit. So I did everything the mother thing, right? And now
Yep.
she's grown and she moved off. And then I moved off. It's like, screw you, I'm gone. Anyway, so you get to a point, you know, where you want to start dating again. You're like, oh my God, I'm over 27, just barely. So, you know, I love you, Sarah. So, I was chatting with a gentleman who was very nice, and he was like, you know, a vice president of something or another, and he had a really good job. And I was really hesitant to say, you know, hey, I talk to dead people and I hang out in haunted brothels. You
I
know,
don't know why you would hesitate on that.
well, usually people run.
Not for your opening line.
What do you like to do for fun? Well, I talk to dead people and hang out in haunted brothels.
You?
So we were doing the typical, you know, well, what's your favorite movie? You know, it's like, do you like scary movies? And he's like, nah, they're okay. I'm like, well, what about ghost stories? Nah, they're okay. I'm like, well, what about true ghost stories? And he's like, no, they're not real. I'm like, oh, yes, they are. I know Andrea Perrin. Well, let me tell you, those are real. And so I started telling him some of my not scary adventures. None of these are really scary at all. You know, I don't, because, you know, I'm doing the heart chakra and above. It's like, you know, I'm flashing a ghost and he's going, nice. You know, I mean, that's nothing scary. So it's like 2 thumbs up from the dead guy.
Oh my God.
So I start telling him these things, and then I realized I was rambling on kind of like I'm doing now. And I was like, are you still there? Hello? He's like, oh my God, you need to write a book about this. I'm like, why would I write a book? There's nothing scary. It's not like, you know, these things that are on TV. That's paranormal entertainment shock TV. That's a specific type of programming. It's for the jump scares. It's not what real life is like. I was like, what am I going to do? Call it Victoria Mundae's Paranormal Activities and make it a coloring book? I was like, oh yeah, I think I will. You know, never say never. So I made one, and you know, because I taught myself graphic design, and I learned about publishing. I taught myself as I was going, and I was like, okay, well, this is fun. What else am I going to do? It was getting to be September, and I said, well, you know, I should do one for kids because, you know, mommy's got the money. So I made a little one because children are small, you know. You know, they have little hands. But what I didn't comprehend is that the puzzles were very small. You know? And so now you have to get like a magnifying glass to do the puzzles. So
They're kids. They got great eyes. They can figure it out.
So I was politely grumbling, or I was lamenting to my daughter, ow, ow, ow. And she's like, Mom, this is what you do. You take all your drawings from the first 2 kids' books, you repackage them into a 3rd book, add some more stuff, and call it a deluxe edition and charge more. I'm like, you're brilliant.
That is so true, actually.
That's what this guy is back here. That's the deluxe edition.
Wow.
So I was like, well, that was fun. Now what am I going to do? So the next week I made one. It was more like, it's called Stepping Beyond the Veil. And it was more of the esoteric triangles, sacred geometry, you know, the divine numbers, you know, numerology, the master numbers, and all that kind of stuff. And then a friend of mine is Wiccan, and she's like, well, you need to make a book for witches. I'm like, well, okay. So that's the Awakening. That's the, whatever the last book is, 6th book. And so that has a do-it-yourself grimoire of like a calendar page where you can have monthly manifestations. There's mandalas where you can learn about herb magic and plant magic and color magic and candle magic and all that kind of stuff. And you can color and do your own thing.
Wow.
And then I took a week off.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, those are all on Amazon.
Are you thinking about doing one activity book for paranormal investigating?
Well, they're all paranormal investigating. What would that would be a lot of well, I do have some of those. There's one where it's a bunch of circles and it's like, is that an orb? You know?
Find the orb, a bunch of circles.
Well, there are some puzzles in there, like the little mazes, and it was like, help Johnny find the K2 meter. So there's a ghost up here, and then there's a K2 meter down here, and you have to go through the maze to find it. So
nice.
A lot of those, and word searches. Everything is about paranormal or something esoteric. So there's find the hidden word or fill in the blank or what do they call that? Word scrambles, crypto something or another, where the words are all scrambled and you have to figure out the message.
Oh yeah.
One of those in there. So
yeah,
there are things you can do when you're waiting for your REM pod to go off.
I'm just picturing on an investigation, you're working on the book, and all of a sudden a voice comes over and goes, Smith, and you're like, oh, that's what that word is.
That was an E.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, so fun things like that. But, yeah, I'm really excited about History Haunts and Legends. I'm very thankful to be asked to come back. and and I'm very thankful that she asked me to be a speaker. So we'll see how that goes.
It'll be fun times.
So are you just doing the speaking part, or are you going to be partaking in all the other events too?
You mean like after last time? I mean, I was all excited, then tornadoes came. So I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, I didn't get to go on any of the events. By the time we got to the third location, they were already 45 minutes behind. So we hopped in our golf cart and went over to Annie Skinner's and spent the night.
Yeah.
So
she was saying that she's getting 6 different locations.
It's like paranormal speed dating. It was like, go, go, go.
Time to move.
That could be a book for you, activity book. Speed dating, paranormal style.
Oh, there's something I can't say right now, but
yeah, right.
It's another book I'm working on. It's good to see you, Diane. Yeah. It's a no pun intended, an untouched genre.
Wow. I have like 4 in my mind that I'm thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Of course, you'd be the one to tap that.
Uh-huh.
The market.
Oh, the market. Yeah. Well, I think it is. It's an avenue no one's really exploring.
Yeah. I think what I'm kind of noticing amongst fellow paranormal investigators, I don't know if you can attest to this, Carla, is a lot of them are actually starting to branch out and try new things and go in directions on their investigations that no one's really thought about. It's like,
you mean like different techniques?
Well, like using techniques to like solve mysteries, or using techniques to validate stuff from another investigation or from a myth or a legend. It's like we're starting to really it's like, wow, it's like we're actually creating valid evidence stuff now, instead of just saying, oh yeah, there was a door that swung open, or yeah, this cabinet bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we're kind of shifting.
Yeah, there's a wonderful, loving person. I think you both know this individual. And there was an investigation going on, and I think it's called a periscope, that little round thing that lights up with the rainbow color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were late to the place that they were at, and so I walked in with my friend, and so we were kind of doing our own thing. We'd whisper because we're both intuitive. And what are you picking up? Well, I see a woman. What So we were conferring back in the corner, and we told this person, oh well, okay, there's 3 little girls. The middle girl's in the room. My friend Donna even picked up on her name, which I can't remember anymore. And so the investigator was talking to the periscope, talking to the piece of equipment. And it's like, no, she's over here by the fireplace. Why don't you talk over there? And so they were talking to the equipment, and she goes, did you go to Second Baptist? At that point, I was like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I was like, you're talking to a piece of equipment, I would talk to the room if it were me. But anyway, so yeah.
Wow.
Later we found out that the things that we were picking up were actually valid, that there was a little girl, I think that was her name. I don't know about the rest of the details because we walked out. But it's fine for people who do that. I mean, because it's fun. That's what they want to do. They want to play ghost hunter. That's what they're doing, and that's perfectly acceptable. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
To each their own.
right. So.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, and
Yes.
so much fun.
Good to have you on.
Yeah, well, call me anytime. This is my work. This is my work office.
And thank you for doing those readings. That was a really nice treat.
Yes, thank you very much.
Were they accurate, or you were just saying that?
No, they really were.
Okay.
I could say I was just saying that, but Carla would be yelling at me.
I'd be going.
Yeah.
I want to know about the man, Carla.
I want to know about the man. All the other stuff was like really good. So I'm.
In all honesty, I'll wait for the cliff note.
Get some rocks, Carla.
Yeah, get some duct tape, some selenite.
Zip ties are next, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this. This is fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you.
too.
Good night.
Bye.
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 All right. There we go. So that was fun.
Oh my gosh, she's hysterical.
Wow.
She's such a good person.
Yeah. Can you believe we're already towards the end of the month already?
I know it's going fast.
It has.
Yeah.
But we still have one more show this month.
Are we off?
No, we're still on.
Okay. Before I get going down a bunny trail.
Nope, we got one more show next week.
Yeah.
It is going to be one of our shows that we're going to see how everybody likes it. It's a ufologist and somebody in the secret space programs, which I've been doing some research about. His name is Russ Kellett.
Mm-hmm.
So come check out next week and see what adventures he has to share with us.
Completely different subject matter that we haven't done before.
I know.
It'll be exciting.
It is. I can't wait to open this door and see what comes of it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining in and sticking with us for the last hour and a half, or about an hour and a half. Yep. We'll see you next week.
And thank you for the questions. So for everyone out there, safe journeys and have fun.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.